Prapanna parijataya totravitraikapanai jnanamudraya krishnaya Gitamritaduhe namaha.
Om Prapanna parijataya totravitraikapanai jnanamudraya krishnaya Gitamritaduhe namaha. Yesterday we read the 43rd, 41st shloka, and because of the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and because of its importance, yes, come in please. Oh, wait 1 minute, wait 1 minute. Okay, wait, oh. So we are reading the 41st shloka again because of its importance. And before that, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, Jnana, Karma, Karta, Bhakti, Buddhi, Dhruti, and tendency for pleasure, all that was described. So the meaning is that we have to change our karma qualitatively. On the other side, what karma we have to do is fixed by our nature. And this nature derived from our gunas, our svabhavas, our natures, is according to the preponderance of sattva, raja and tama in human beings. And we have been told that all, even gods, men and animals and everybody has sattva, raja, tama. But we have to deal with men who are doing the karma yoga. And so, amongst men, there is preponderance of sattva gun that is qualified as a Brahmin. And then preponderance of Rajogun with a coloring of Sattva gun defines a Kshatriya. And preponderance of Rajogun with the coloring of Tamogun defines a Vaishya. And Tamogun, preponderance of Tamogun with a coloring of Raja defines a Shudra. You may naturally ask, what about preponderance of Tamo only? Well, he is no more a man. He has to be a lower animal. So, this is what the 41st shloka is telling us. The implication is that you should not try to change the work as such. You have to concentrate, spend all your energy in changing the Jnana, Karma, Karta, Buddhi, Dhruti and Sukha. That is the Karma Yoga. Don't pay any heed or don't try to change your work as such, which is determined by your Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So these 4 varnas have definite karmas allotted to them. And yesterday we left one point undiscussed. What about the sannyasis, especially of the Ramakrishna Mission? Because real sannyas is beyond karma, There is no idea of karma there to improve. But we who have got a stamp of being a sannyasi and still we have accepted harmony of all yogas as our sadhana and specifically karma yoga. And so what work comes to us because we are no more Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, whatever we may have been. So the question, important question, though householders may not be interested in that, is what is our karma in the Ramakrishna Mission. So there are several answers to this. First is that we had the stamp of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra before we joined the Ramakrishna Mission. So that partly or mainly decides our karma. There again, we should not go by hereditary caste. What were our natural karmas before joining the Ramakrishna Mission? So we need not change the karma, that is the lesson. Those very karmas will continue. Another point here is today, not at the Bhagavad Gita time. During war, Arjuna predicted before war that Varna Sankara will happen. And that is a fact we should understand. World War has happened, Mahabharata Yuddha happened. So after Mahabharata, there has been a tremendous Varna Sankara. None of us can claim to be a pure Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra. So we see a person who qualifies to be a Brahmin, and in our language we say he is a typical Brahmin. That shows others are not typical Brahmins. So this Varna Sankara we should never forget. Even just as a reference I am telling this. The color which we carry is a stamp of purity or impurity of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There is a popular saying in Hindi, or I heard it among Punjabis. In Hindi, Brahman ka beta kala, Shudra ka beta gora, there must be some kala inside. Anyway, that is a popular saying. So, now as a result of that Varna Sankara, not only ours, but of the people in general, we are all, almost all, mixtures of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. May not be Shudra, maybe. So, this Varna Sankara we should never forget. And as I told you, typical Brahmins are very different. Now, I can quote several examples. I saw my Guruji. He was, from the hereditary point of view, he was a pure Brahmin. But he had the capacity to lead, to organize, to manage, which are all described in the Gita as the qualities of a Kshatriya. And he Our auditors used to say that your Swami is wonderful in organizing more and more money. So he had the full capacity of a Vaishya. But I never saw him anything which can associate him with a Shudra. So the typicalness has gone long way. Overlappings are there. I'll tell some more examples when we come to the description of those castes. How are typical people? Another example which I repeatedly told you is about two brothers who were born of a priestly Brahmin family. One of them was student in the students' home at Nagpur. He joined the NDA, and after NDA, National Defense Academy. And after the first 6 months, they get some leave. So he had come to meet his parents in Akola, but he came to Nagpur also to meet our Swamiji. He paid respects to him and started describing the military training. The superiors will come and kick them by boots for nothing. And they are trained that when you will become superior, you have to kick the juniors by boot. And all this he was describing with great joy. So after he left, my Guruji told, see, Brahmin ka beta Brahmin nahi hota. A Brahmin would never have gone to NDA. A Brahmin would never have found happiness in being booted. This is the typical Kshatriya. So, though he was born from a priest Brahmin family, all that is gone. And his elder brother was a highly successful agriculture officer. But he was miserable throughout his life because his aim was to join the Air Force. And he passed written exam, this and that, but Air Force has certain conditions. The shape of your nose, size and shape of your nose is taken into consideration. How much air you can retain. And he did not succeed in that. He underwent plastic surgery also, but he could not succeed in meeting their demands. And for that he was sorrowful throughout his life, though from outside he was a big agriculture officer. So in case of both of these brothers, my Guruji used to say, Brahmin ka beta Brahmin nahi hota. The son of a Brahmin is not necessarily a Brahmin. So you see, the Varna Sankara has happened. It is a fact. And several such cases we shall see. So, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, karmas have been divided by Shastra according to the preponderance of the gunas which they have. And Shankara has described this preponderance that Sattu Guna Pradhan is Brahman, Rajoguna Pradhan with coloring of Sattva is Kshatriya, Rajoguna Pradhan with coloring of Tamas is Vaishya, Tamoguna Pradhan with coloring of Rajas is Shudra. So they may be so. If we find a typical Brahmin or a typical Kshatriya or a typical Vaishya or a typical Shudra, they may be so. But today, due to Varna Sankara, overlapping is definitely there. And so I described my Guruji, overlapping of Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya. So, the karmas, we can take only the spirit. Among the three different meanings given by Shankaracharya, first meaning was that Svabhava means Ishvara's Prakriti. That is the origin of the gunas. And by those separated gunas, then we get the breeding of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Second meaning was Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the combination of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, the different degrees of combination of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is the Swabhava. And this is the special origins of Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra karmas. So, the degree of combination is meant by Svabhava Prabhavair Gunai. The third meaning was that Svabhava means old momentum that is on us. And this old momentum again, according to Varna Sankara, may have preponderance of all mixture, and that is the special cause of gunas, and that decides our karma. Now, that is one point. Second point is about sannyasis of the Ramakrishna Mission. So one answer I gave according to the karma which was natural to us before we joined the Ramakrishna Mission. We need not change that karma. We have to change only the jnana karma, karta, buddhi, dhruti and sukha. We need not change the type of karma. Second point is that we do not belong to any caste. We are outcasted the moment we have thrown away our old insignia. And so, our karmas will not be decided by any of these qualities. Actually, as sannyasis, we have no karma. But as sannyasis of the Ramakrishna Mission, we do have karma. And that can best be decided by our gurus, who are Brahmanas, not by anybody else. In the Ramakrishna Mission, there is a method that according to the educational qualification, they decide the karma. It does not always succeed. I will give an example of this also. There was my friend named Vedanta, a bachelor from Andhra. We do not know his caste because these Vaishnavas in Andhra have removed all caste insignia. The Vaishnavas, the Arya Samajis, many people do not like any caste. So if you ask their caste, they will say Vaishnava, Arya. But he was a qualified mechanical engineer. And when he joined Belur Math or the neighboring Sarada Peeth, they put him in the industrial school because he was a mechanical engineer. and he miserably failed there. His guru, the President Maharaj at that time, the great Shankaracharya Swami, called him and said, "My dear fellow, you should not join the Ramakrishna Mission. You remain deeply attached to a particular ashram. That will be better for you. And you find out which ashram suits you." See, he traveled many places in India, and when he came to Nagpur, he saw my Swamiji there and other Swamis, and he became devotedly attached to Nagpur ashram. And you know what work our Swamiji gave him, or what work he was very happy with? That was what we call Jogad. Service to Thakur by arranging the puja things. This mechanical engineer most liked to do this work. And additionally, sometimes he was given the work of the library where I was the main worker. And so his handwriting was not so nice. But after writing the cards, some scrutiny was necessary. So his work was to scrutinize the cards. Oh, he used to write cards also. Yes. So that much work was he liked. So work only the Brahmajna Guru understands. And so, taking my own case, I told you a few days back, I had not officially joined or might have joined just then. I left my home and joined the Nagpur Math in 1959. But I had not officially joined till 1964. At such a time, after 1963 January, when we published the first 7 volumes of Marathi complete works of Swami Vivekananda, everybody was damn tired. So I was asked to go on leave for 10 days and come back. And then manager publication on long leave, 6 months leave. Chief editor Jivan-Vikas, long leave. And this small boy was managing the publication department, behaving as a chief editor of Jivan-Vikas, etc., etc., along with his work of helping in the library and proofreading. So one day I went to Guruji and said, "You have worked a miracle." I had never thought that I could manage things. In my boyhood, one friend of my father used to tell me, "Why not try for IAS, ICS?" And I told him that is the last thing I will do in my life. But now I saw managing. So I said, "You have created a miracle." He said, No, don't give me wrong credit. But you had the managing capacity, and I saw at the first day. You were not aware of that. I saw it. So if you want to give credit, I have created situation deliberately so that it will develop in you. That is why these people were sent on leave. So this is the management. So everywhere I can tell you the Brahmanya Guru knows. Anyway, now in the Ramakrishna Mission, there is a very big advantage. If this does not suit us, that will suit us. If that does not suit us, that will suit us. In this way, the work is found out for us. So that is a freedom we have. Now, in the Ramakrishna Mission also there are castes, My friend, Suhitananda, who is now one of the vice presidents, he was given as a headmaster in Rahda. Then he wanted a transfer. So the authorities said, "We have to find a headmaster's post for you." He told me, he said, "Are we bound to be teachers only? Can I not do the puja work?" But no, he is classified as a teacher. That is our caste. Some are pujaris. They are transferred here, there as pujaris. Anyway, so Ramakrishna Mission is a federation and we have a lot of freedom, choices and adjustments. So don't bother about us. Now, the main point was for us as well as for everybody. Now, these days another good, bad, I do not know, horrible thing has happened. In our time, in the beginning of the mission, it was said that science students cannot become good sadhus. Students of philosophy, this or that. But then most of the people became B.Sc. and M.Sc. All right. Then technical people could not become good sadhus. Engineers, doctors, etc. Then we had plenty of engineers and these days everybody has a computer qualification. So everybody cannot be given computer work. Anyway, so Varna Sankara is what I am telling again and again. But this is a financial Varna Sankara. More scope towards computer, so everybody is doing computer. Anyway, so these are the practical considerations, and yet we come to the point that we should do karma according to our constitutional need. We need not try to change that karma. We have to concentrate, spend all our energy in changing jnana, karma, karta, buddhi, dhriti, and our tendency for happiness. And that is what the Gita has told us already. And this shloka has come to tell that don't try to change your work, try to change only that. That is the place of this shloka. And so according to typical Brahman, now we should understand that we are overlapping. So our karmas become overlapping. Need not be like a typical Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. So because of the overlapping of Sattva, Raja, Tama, we have that type of work naturally. The question is of finding that. And that I told by natural adjustment or by the Brahmanya Guru. Now we come to, now when we have to understand something, we have to categorize. So Gita will describe the work of a typical Brahmin, a typical Kshatriya, typical Vaishya, typical Shudra. That is the only way to understand. If you are overlapping, then we should find overlapping. But describing or defining anything, definitely we have to classify. Otherwise, we cannot classify at all. We cannot describe at all. And so now the Gita comes to this classification. We read, I think I've spoken enough about Shloka 41. Now we come to the details. Shloka 42, Shamo Dama Tapa Shaucham Kshantir Arjavameva Cha Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam Brahma Karma Svavajam. At the outright we understand here, there is no karma here, no karma here. Shama, Dama, Tapa, Shaucha, Shanti, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, which of them you can define as a karma? But that is a typical Brahmin. And another thing we find here, if we take these as karmas, no karma involving any financial gain is described here. No karma which will give money as described here. So, some people say Brahmins do not get scope. Brahmins do not require to serve. These are Brahmins. What is cultivating? Shama, mental control. Dhamma, physical control. Tapa, as described in the 17th chapter. Sharirik, Manasik, Vachik, Tapa. They are all training of the mind only. Shaucham, cleanliness. Kshanti means Kshama. Arjam, straightforwardness. Jnanam, Vijnanam. This you can define some activity. Jnanam means learning the scriptures. Vijnanam means trying to experience them. That is Brahmin. And that is why, as you asked one day, Brahmin is specially qualified for sannyas. His karma is jnana, reading, studying scriptures, and vijnana, trying to experience those what he has studied. Vijnana is defined in Gita, Shankaracharya, 7th chapter, 9th chapter, as Anubhava Sanyuktam Jnanam. So that is Vijnana. One more thing, Astikyam. Astikyam is deep faith in the Vedas. Astikyam in our country never meant faith in a personal God. Faith in the Vedas, faith in the transcendental entities described by the rishis. Now here, if you want an example, typical Brahmin example, though with some pollution, in the Leela Prasanga, Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, read about Sri Ramakrishna's biological father, Kshudiram Chattopadhyaya. Leela Prasanga describes him. We do not know, I'm talking from Leela Prasanga, we do not know whether Kshudiram learned anything which earns money. But he was full of the qualities of a Brahmin. That is how Leela Prasanga describes Kshudiram. He was a typical Brahmin. All this we find in him. Tapa, Shamadama, all this we find in him. But there also is a difference. He had a big agricultural land, which was taken away illegally. Then again he had some small agricultural land. So that he had. And necessarily he became a farmer. But the way he used to organize farming, also is describing Leela Prasanga as a devotion to God. So, typical Brahmin. He did not learn certain sages. We do not know whether he learned any trade which will give him money. But he had trained himself in every quality which is called a Brahmin quality. That is the description. So we have. And that is one example. Does not mean he is the only example. You will find several. I told you about the person I knew, my great uncle. His father, my grandfather, he had also some agricultural land. And when his father died, he thought there will be a division of property. 3 brothers were there. So there may be a quarrel. So he left his all farm totally and walked from Maharashtra to Madhya Pradesh, where there were princely states. That in princely states, they may recognize the qualities. And a Brahmin in those days could easily stay in a temple. So he stayed in the temple. But he was a Brahmin. Now he had learned the priestly trade also. So somebody calling him for Upnayanam, for marriage, for this or that, he could officiate as a priest. But he had the tremendous capacity as a teacher. Tremendous. Those boys in those days who never went to school, played on the streets only. The sweet maker's boy, the carpenter's boy, the farmer's boy, they never went to school in those days. But he caught them. And because of his knack of teaching, could make them interested and taught them in the temple. So much so that I heard that the government school boys started coming to him. So the government offered him a teachership in the school. He did not go. So, Brahmin. So there are Brahmins. Anyway, so we learned about the Brahmins' work. Let us see what Shankaracharya. Shama, Dama, Tapa, we know that. Shaucha, Shanti is Kama, Arjava is straightness, Jnanam is learning the scriptures, Vijnanam is trying to experience them, Astikyam is faith in the scriptures, Rishivakyas, transcendental entities, Savavajam Brahma Karma. So Brahmi Sava has given him these karmas. Savavajam Karma. So Brahmi Sava is Sattvagun Pradhan. So that has given him these karma. Brahma Karma. Brahmin's karma. So Shankaracharya says, Tani Puna Tani Karmani iti uchyante. Which of them are their respective works? He is being told. Shamo Dama cha yatha vakyatartha. Shankaracharya is not again going to comment. He said, Shama and Dama as has been commented upon. Tapo yathoktam shariradi. So for Tapa he says refer to 17th chapter. Sharirik manasik vachik tapasya. Shaucham Vyakyatam. Shaucha also he has defined in the Devi Sampatti. Shanti Kshama. So Shanti defines, this is a new word. It is not Shanti. So it is Kshanti. So he says Kshama. Arjavam, Rijuta, straightforwardness. Only the form is different. Riju is the word. Rijuta is what we know. A, Arjavam. When A is added, that Ru becomes Ar. So Arjavam is another form of Rijuta, but may not be so common. So Shankaracharya has defined it as Rijita. Straightforwardness. Evacha. He has made a semicolon or full stop here. Evacha. Because one type, now another type. Jnanam Vijnanam. He has not given any definition because he has given previously. Astikyam, Asti Bhava, Asti Bhav means the transcendental realities do exist. That is Asti. And again he defines it as Shraddha Dhanata Agamartheshu. Agama means traditional knowledge. Agama. Traditional knowledge means Vedas. Now this word Agama has to be carefully understood. Tantric call Tantra Shastra as Agama. And Vedanta is called Vedas as Agama. So Agama equal to Vedas we should not say. The words are not same. The spirit is same. Tantrics believe all the tantras have come from Shiva. Shiva teaching Parvati is how all the tantras are described. So that is Agama for them. But Vedantis believe the Aparushaya rishis, when they transcended human nature, then Vedas came to them. So that is Agama. God himself, Tasya Nishositam Veda. So that is how they take Vedanta or Veda as the Agama Shastra. So Agamartheshu, by the meaning of the traditional Vedas. Brahma Karma, Brahmana Jate Karma, Brahma Karma, Svabhavajam. Svabhavajam Shankar explains, Yad Uktam Svabhava Prabhavi Gunai Pravivaktani iti Tadeva Uktam Svabhavajam iti. What was told in the previous shloka, that gunas are born of Svabhava, that very Svabhava is told here. All the three meanings you can take Svabhava. So, what was told in the 41st shloka, that itself is told here as Svabhavajam Karma. We proceed now. Kshatriya's Karma. Shauryam, Tejo, Dhrutir, Daksham, Yuddhe, Chapi, Apalayanam, Danam, Ishvara Bhavasya, Kshatra Karma Svabhavajam. What is their karma? Shaurya. Heroism is their karma. Tej. Tej is not shining of the skin. Tej is impression of the personality. Dhruti, they have tremendous tenacity in war. Daksham is their special quality. This Daksham I found maximum in my Swamiji. Alertness. Alertness. Dakshata is Daksham. Daksham means alert. Daksha is the name of Sati because he was alert about the duties. So, Daksha means alertness. Dakshata or Daksham means alertness. Quality of the Kshatriya. This is defined as, if a situation comes suddenly, you can find out a way. In English, we can sometimes say resourcefulness. Daksham. Yuddhe cha api apalayanam. Cha api, and also from war he never shows his back. Of this we can give a great example. In those days, somehow the names suited the person. The person was according to the name. You know, the eldest of the Pandavas, Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira. Because of this Yudhi, it becomes Sthira. Yudhishthira. There was an incident. Arjuna and Krishna were not near about, and Duryodhana or some people were about to defeat him, hit him. He became unconscious. So the charioteer, as his duty, he brought him away from the war. And when he became conscious, he was condemning himself so much. Why I came away from war? It is not my swabhav. And when Arjuna and Krishna came back and asked him how you are, he became angry on them. You are responsible to protect me. Why you allowed me to come back? Then Bhagavan had to pacify him. This is not returning, this is not coming back. This is just a method of fighting again. You will fight tomorrow. It is called technical retreat. It is not retreat. In that way, he had to be convinced. So, Kshatriya, Yudhishthira. All the Pandavas were all that. All the warriors were like that. They did not run away. They went there to die or win. Yuddhecha api apalayanam. Danam, this is the great quality of the Kshatriyas. Kings and noblemen make big donations. Where from Brahmin will get money to donate? They are qualified to receive donation, but not to give. So Danam. And another special quality by which you can recognize a Kshatriya, Ishvara Bhav. What is Ishvara? Boss. Bossing is there in the very blood of the Kshatriyas. Commanders, rulers, they are all Kshatriyas. So see the typical verse Gita describes. Kshatriya karma, Kshatriya's karma svabhavajam, born of their nature. Their nature is such that this is their karma. In the 41st shloka, there was ending discussion that karmas are divided by God or by scriptures. How do you say they are divided by gunas? So he says that scriptures divided them according to the gunas. So there is no contradiction. Shankar comments on this. Shauryam shurasya bhava. It is a quality. Quality of a hero. Teja pragalvyam. Pragalvyam. That is a not to be suppressed by others. That is why Shankar has defined that pragalvyam. No, it can be described in a slightly different way. Suppose 10 people are sitting before you. One man specially signs out and people say he is the king. So the Kshatriyas show on their face the valor inside, the teja inside. So I said character. So here it is pragalvyam, maturity. Dhruti dharanam sarvavasthasu anavasado bhavati yaya dhrutya uttam vitasya. So dhruti was defined there, but here again it is defined in case of a kshatriya. Dharanam. First meaning, dhruti dharanam. That is holding on. Sarvavastasu anavasado bhavati yaya dhrutya. That dhruti by which in all conditions non-depression comes. Anavasad. Avasad means I am tired, I am exhausted. That never comes to a kshatriya. Yasasa. Uttam dhrutya uttamita. Yaya dhrutya uttamitasya. So that person in whom his dhruti arouses him, uttamita. Dhruti arouses him, and because of which does not allow any depression to come. Daksham dakshasya bhava. Daksha means the quality of a daksha, alert. Who is that alert? Sahasa pratyutpanneshu karyeshu avyamohena pravritti. Suddenly some situation has developed and he is not deluded. Without any delusion, he can find out the work. That is alertness. Yuddhe cha api apalayanam aparangmukhi bhava shatrubhya. So palayana means running away from enemies. That is not there in a kshatriya. To Arjun, Bhagavan told that if you go away, they will say he has run away from. And as you kshatriya, it does not suit you. Danam deyeshu mukta hastata. That means dana everybody should do. But kshatriya freely, open-handed. That is called. Dana is not only with kshatriya, but special attitude of giving freely. I shall tell some example. Now, Punjabis are typical kshatriyas. So, we were moving about for collecting subscription for Marathi magazine Jivan-Vikas. It was just 5 rupees in those days. Now, a Punjabi man, knowing some Marathi because he is living in Maharashtra, but he would not read Jivan-Vikas, but my friend took me to him. And he said, we want subscription, how much? I said, 5 rupees. 5 rupees, mere se mangta hai 10 liye. That is kshatriya. You are asking 5 rupees from me, take 10. Not interested in your Jivan-Vikas. You want 5 rupees from me, take 10. These small experiences are defining moments of life. Mukta sata. Ishvara bhava cha. Ishvarasya bhava Prabhu Shakti Prakatikaranam Ishitavyan Prati. Ishitavyan Prati. Those who are to be ruled by him. Prabhu Shakti Prakatikaran. Prabhu means Malik, master. So the master's power are exhibited on them who are under you. He does not exhibit on the opposite people, on people with you, but you have the quality of showing your master's qualities. Bossing. That is Kshatriya. Kshatra karma, Kshatriya jate, vihitam karma, that is what is allotted to Kshatriyas. Kshatra karma, savavajam, we know that. Krishi goraksha vanijam, vaishya karma savavajam. Paricharyatmakam karma, shudrasyapi savavajam. What is Vaishya's karma? Krishi, farming, Goraksha, dairy farming, Vanijam, business. Vaishya Karma Savavajam. One of my teachers used to say, I thought, what common is there in these three? Why they are the Vaishya's Karma? So you'll find common in all these three is invest 100, get 1,000. Krushi, you throw a few seeds and you get full farm full of that. Go start with 10,000 and it will become 1,000. Now you can add here pisciculture and so many, this hares, rabbits, and so many things are multiplied by people of that type. Vanijam definitely. You invest a little money and make it grow and grow. So this is Vaishya Sava, to grow, to money earners in the country is only Vaishya. And these days, our government is trying to make everybody entrepreneur. Because India has to financially grow. And our Prime Minister belongs to that caste, Modi. Do you understand the meaning? In Bengali, don't you say Mudir Dukane jao? Mudi. Mudi is Modi. Mudi. Grocer. Even among Parsis, there are Modis. So that is Vaishya Karma Savavajam. Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudra Sapi Savavajam. It is nature of a Shudra to serve. Now we may not be able to read the commentary, but example I will give you. In our students' home, Nagpur, there was one boy, Meglan. Meglan surname. He was a Shudra. Now he became a very big officer in Damodar Valley Corporation. The first planned work in India was Damodar Valley Corporation. And there he was almost the chief or chief engineer. Now from there, now and then he used to come to Nagpur to meet my Guruji. And as he came, he would rub my Guruji's feet. Nobody could deny, nobody. As he came, he would start messaging my Guru's feet. Shudra Karma Savavajam. Though he was a big officer. But the karma he liked most, he won't go and serve anybody. He would serve my Guruji. And he was one of the very dear disciples of my Guruji. So, example is there. That is a Shudra. He likes to serve. He does not find it is low and high. So, we are examples of everybody. Now, commentary. Small commentary you can read. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam, Krishi Cha Goraksham Cha Vanijam Cha Krishi Goraksha Vanijam. Now he defines Krishi Bhume Vilekanam. Krishi. He defined the word Krishi. That is drawing the earth. Vilekanam. Vilekanam is what do you call it? We write something. Let me see the English word.
Plowing.
Scratching.
Scratch. Plowing of the air.
tilling of land. That they move that these days tractor and that writing. Bhume Vilekam. Goraksham, Garakshati Goraksha. One protect the cow. Protect means makes them grow. Tad Bhavo Goraksham. That quality is Goraksham. Pashupalyam. So Shankara has extended it. Not only go, but Pashu. That is the sheep and all that has grown. Vanijam, Vanik Karma, Kraya Vikrayadi Lakshana. He purchases and sells. He sells and purchases and sells. That is the Vaishya Karma. Vaishya Jate Karma, Vaishya Karma, Savavajam. Paricharyatmakam Shushrusha Savavam Karma, Shudrasyapi Savavajam. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.
Prapanna parijataya totra vitraikapanaye jnanamudraya krishnaya Gitamritaduhe namaha.